Hey there, welcome to the Movie Review Mom YouTube channel. If this is the first time you're watching me, yay, you finally found my channel. I'm so glad. My goal is to give you the heads up on filmmaking quality and content so that you can decide whether or not you and your family want to watch a particular movie or spend time doing it or money doing it. My goal is to save you time and money. And if you're a returning subscriber, yay, thank you so much. I truly appreciate your support. Anytime you watch my videos, like them, subscribe, comment down below, all of those simple free actions spread magical YouTube fairy dust all over my channel. So thank you. So the movie I'm reviewing today is called Orion in the Dark. This family-friendly animation premieres exclusively on Netflix on February 2nd, 2024. The film is rated TVY7, which is youth 7 for like 7-year-olds and up. But I would say it's actually okay for younger, depending on your children, but I would think it'd be okay for younger. The length of it is an hour and 32 minutes, and my overall movie review mom grade is probably a B minus, unless you have children who are afraid of the dark, and then I would give it a big thumbs up because that's what this movie is about. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me give you an overview in a nutshell, and then I'll point out tips for parents, themes worth talking about, things I liked, things I didn't, interesting lines, funny lines, and recommendations for other films that are sort of similar that you might also really like. All right, how's that sound? Good? Let's dive in. So the story is about a young boy named Orion who is afraid of everything, especially the dark. When darkness is embodied, the personage takes Orion on a journey of discovery to face his fears. The movie was directed by Sean Charmatz, and writing credits go to Charlie Kaufman, Lloyd Taylor, and Emma Yarlett. So some tips for parents. There is some light profanity like OMG, except for they don't use the initials, if you know what I mean. People and characters are in perilous situations. There's nothing really too scary other than darkness kind of looks like a dark ghost. But other than that, there aren't monsters or anything like that. There's talk of monsters because children are often fearful, and imagination is a very powerful thing. But otherwise, the film is very family friendly. Some of the themes are fear, of course, courage, anxiety, accepting and being uncomfortable with the unknown, and embracing the joy of living despite our fears. I think those are fantastic messages. So some of the things that I really liked about this movie start off with adorable Jacob Tremblay. He voices Orion and does a good job. And he's at that age where his voice is changing. And so you may have young sons in that area as well. And I think that they'll get a kick out of this character and definitely be able to relate to him. The rest of the characters are voiced by talented actors like Angela Bassett, Colin Hanks, Paul Walter Hauser, Nat Faxon, Carla Gugino, Ike Barinholtz, Werner Herzog, and many more. The production companies involved in the project were DreamWorks Animation and Mikros Animation, which explains why the animation is so adorable. I love all of the little details. It's colorful, it's pleasing to the eye, and just doggone cute. A lot of kids and their millennial parents will be able to relate to the main character who has a lot of anxiety and needs to be comforted and needs to feel safe all of the time, right? Now, I'm not slamming. I'm just saying older generations were told to suck it up and don't talk about it. And so these younger generations talk about it, and they need help and they recognize the help. And I think that that's really healthy, unless it goes to the extreme when that's all they ever talk about to people. Anyway, there's a balance in life, moderation in all things is sort of the key. Anyway, there's a lot of humor, both visual and spoken, throughout the whole film. It's funny to watch the characters sleep, put people to sleep in various often alarming ways that ends with a cute kiss. That character really stuck out to me and just made me laugh. A little girl's name is Hypatia, which I've never heard of before, but it means highest and supreme. Hypatia was a real woman in real life, in history, who was the leader of the Neoplatonist school of philosophy in Alexandria. I just think that's a little fun fact that you can always share with your kids. They may not care, but they might think it's cool that a name came from history. Keep watching during the final rolling credits to see some more animation done in the style of this main child's drawings, which I thought was pretty cute. Now, there were some things that I didn't like or just thought could have been done better or differently. For example, a few of the elementary school children have extremely mature vocabulary and insights, not exactly realistic, entertaining for adults, but it may fly over the heads of very young children. The little boy whines and complains the entire time. One of the characters even calls him judgy, and he kind of is. He wasn't that enjoyable to spend time with. Now, as a mom, I felt sorry for him. I wanted him to overcome all of these debilitating anxieties and fear and so my heart went out to him, but he was still a little bit annoying and very self-centered, never thought about what other characters were going to until the end of the film. There is some character growth, thank goodness. That characters that are enjoyable, I thought, are the night creatures. It takes about 40 minutes before we hear any music. Now, this is not a musical by any stretch of the imagination. However, with animation, there's often more music kind of going with montages or something like that. And so finally, we get a little bit of that and then not much more after that. The movie has a bit of a one-note theme, overcoming fear. It's over and over and over and over again. In the beginning, I was really intrigued and I thought, oh, this is going to be so helpful for children and their parents who are trying to help their children. And then after a while, I was just like, okay, let's conquer this fear. I quickly became bored, I'm sorry to say, and looked at my watch a few times. There is a time-space continuum that doesn't make very much sense. Don't get all worked up over it. It's a cartoon, it's an animation, it's a child's fantasy type of movie based in very real problems and issues. Now, whenever I watch movies, I take notes and I write down funny lines and interesting lines simply to share with you so you can get a taste for the dialogue and the script writing quality. Now, you can find all of them on my written review at moviereviewmom.com, but I'll share a couple of them with you right now. So Dark, who is voiced by Paul Walker Hauser, who kind of sounded like Seth Rogen a few times, minus Seth Rogen's very unique laugh, but he had that kind of tone to his voice. Anyway, he's talking to this little boy, and this little boy is just afraid of everything and doesn't want to do anything. And so Dark says to him, "You are aware of the concept of fun, are you not?" I thought that was kind of cute. And he's so patient with this little boy. And then some interesting lines that I'll share with you are two of them I'll share with you are by his mom, who's so patient and loving and sweet. And she says, "But that's the thing. It's okay to be nervous. More than okay, in fact. It's normal. The trick is to not let your fear get in the way of living your life." There, I just summed up the whole movie. But teaching that to children can be tough because feeling fear is uncomfortable and it is scary itself. And I love that she said it's normal. People think they're a freak of nature, if they're feeling fear or anxiety. Everybody experiences that. And then another time the mom says, sometimes you have to feel the fear and do it anyways. Absolutely. And then the last little line that was spoken by Dark was, "So much of how you see yourself is through the eyes of others. And oftentimes we're afraid of how people are going to perceive us. And that stops us dead in our tracks because we're afraid of looking silly, or that kind of thing." So there were two movies I instantly thought of while I was watching this. The first one is another Netflix animation, which I personally thought was adorable. It's called Leo, and it's about children who are experiencing a variety of challenges in their life, and they don't have anybody to talk to. And so they find out that the class pet, in their classroom at school is a talking lizard who can listen to them and give them good counsel. And it's got music and adorable characters and great voice talent. Anyway, definitely check that one out if you haven't seen that. And if you've got little kids, I was completely entertained as an adult. I had a big smile on my face the whole time. And then another one is called Miraculous. Ladybug Cat Noir, the movie. The reason I thought of that is because there are some characters also with anxiety, fear, nervousness about taking action on something. And so maybe that will appeal possibly more to girls because the main character is a girl. And that's based on a TV series that I've never seen, but a really sweet movie with beautiful animation as well. Now, when you get a minute, run over to my Facebook group called, guess what? Movie Review Mom, of course, where we have polls and surveys and chats. And of course, we're all obsessed with movies and share funny memes and all that kind of stuff. And then, of course, I post my movie reviews. And then you can also find me on Instagram at Movie Review Mom, but also as Trina Boice, which is my author name. And you can see my books, my online courses, my products, and all my other shenanigans. Thanks so much for spending some time with me. I will catch you in the next one. Bye for now.